Hello, welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
And I'm Michael Mandel, and welcome to our Chocolate 2 program, because we've done chocolate before, but since this is, Christmassy, middle of the winter.
It's our first show of the new year, Michael.
Yes, it is. So you don't like going to Olive Garden, and I think it's a good choice in this town, unfortunately.
It's a good choice not to go?
It's a good choice to go to.
Oh, to go to.
To go to, not to go to.
Well, look, I've been to Olive Garden twice, okay?
Yes.
Both times in El Paso.
And you're so liberal.
Because I had to go.
You're forced to go.
And I didn't care for it.
Well, when you have choices here, pretty much Olive Garden, I don't want to say anything against anybody else, but I'd say Olive Garden is the choice.
Well, there's only one other Italian restaurant in town now?
Yes. If you want to go to El Paso, Mi Piace is great, and that's worthwhile. So I'm going to start with the obligatory dessert that the Olive Garden gives you, which is their Andes mint chocolate.
So you get this after you had dinner.
Only if you got to be a good boy and pay your bill. Pretty tasty. I like it. I mean, after a bunch of tomato sauce, this is a really good.
Yeah, it's chocolate mint.
Cleans your breath. It's got mint.
That's not the reason to go to Olive Garden for me.
No, there's other reasons, but you don't even like mint, so we need something to do for the show since we're staying sober. So we're gonna compare this to two dark chocolates. This one's a Godiva, 72% cocoa or cacao, and
not to be confused with coca.
Coca, no, because then
It's a big one.
People always say that when they meet me.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you don't like, pardon me for struggling with my mouthful.
This is more chocolatey.
Yes,
I think
this chocolate overwhelms all that mint.
I think the Olive Garden was milk chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
This is more real dark chocolate.
Right, and the dark chocolate, what do you think? Trumps the mint?
Yeah.
Dare I use that word?
I prefer this.
Okay.
Now, if it had
almonds in it,
I'd really love it.
but then I'd be doing
Once
almond.
you taste this at the break.
Okay, but taste.
Want to do that?
You mean once our
After the break?
mouth stops salivating?
Yes.
Okay, let me read the news.
Well, Michael,
Oh boy, that's the news.
Like I said, it's our first show of the new year. A lot of people make New Year's resolutions. How about you?
No, I make a resolution not to make resolutions.
Oh, okay.
I do like
I've
the
always done
resolutions people do on the cartoons in the paper, because that's the only part of the paper I read anyway. Pearls Before Swine, the guy made a reservation to stay fat and sleep late.
Sleep late.
You should make a resolution that you know is doable.
Well, the point of the resolution is to inspire you to better yourself, right?
And the question is, for how long do you make that resolution? So since this is the first week of the new year, the yoga class that I used to go to is back on, and it's packed now. It's people I've never seen before. Everybody comes into yoga class, and as the year goes on, it dwindles. I guess inspiration comes now, and probably in June when people think they're going to have to wear bathing suits.
Well, maybe they got yoga lessons for Christmas.
Maybe. Yeah, this is Senior Circle, though. It's $15 for the whole year.
Ooh.
Doesn't matter.
Is that with the city?
Once you get old enough, no, it's with the Mountain View Medical Center.
Well, that's right. The city canceled their yoga.
The what?
The city canceled some of the yoga classes now.
Oh, the city did?
Yes.
Well, that's because we don't have enough money, because I don't know why. But Senior Circle is great. Not only do they do yoga, they do Zumba, they do what is it? Tai Chi?
Tai Chi?
Tai Chi. Tai Chi.
And for $15 you can do all that, huh?
$15 for the entire year.
For all three of those disciplines.
And other things.
Wow.
They have meetings. They give free meals like once a month or once every 2 weeks. I guess we're not here to show, to push the Senior Circle, but get in touch with Senior Circle. $15 a year.
Who are these people?
They are sponsored by the Mountain View Medical Center, because they want to keep you healthy.
So you have to go to the hospital for these classes?
No, you don't. It's right behind the Walgreens near the hospital.
Oh, I see. I know where that is.
It's
go down the hill a little bit.
It's near one of your favorite stores.
Oh,
Natural
Grocers. It's behind that, huh?
It's behind that. There's that street behind it. You go in. They have dance classes.
A lot of girls, Michael.
A lot of older, it's senior circle. So it's people who are, my age.
Yeah.
Not your age.
Well,
yeah. Now they are your age.
When I get to be your
now
age,
now they are your age. It's everybody's age. So that would be a good thing for a New Year's resolution or your entire life's resolution to join Senior Circle and see what kind of listings they have.
Well,
they have tons of
It's
stuff.
all about health.
Yes. And that's why they want you to go there. So when you do get sick, you'll go to them.
Well, sick schmick, as
guess.
long as you got your health.
That's right. Oh, I don't feel so good. Well, come and see me. Well, when I feel better. That's an old joke. Anyway,
So
you want to say something else? You want to recycle your life, right?
Well,
In the year.
That's one thing that a resolution can do for you. Help recycle your integrity
core
and
and
just get you going. But
sense of
another
being.
thing you can recycle this time of year, and it's a key thing to do, is recycle your Christmas tree. Your natural Christmas tree, not the plastic kind.
Because they make them into paper bags or something.
They mulch them.
Mulch
They
them.
use them here. The city uses them for mulch, which you can go and get for free.
Except I did hear that at a certain point they stopped mulching. They cut it off. They said you can't mulch. You're not up to date with that, are you? Because they said we have too much mulch. I think they said that. I don't know where they are now. So what they're going to do with that mulch is put it into that new movie called The Monster.
Oh.
Yes. That
Well,
monster
yeah,
tree.
he'll grow.
So yes, tree recycling. Try it. See if you like it. You only have to do it once a year.
Well, you can take all of your yard clippings and Christmas trees to the city recycling area. There's two of them.
Yes.
There's one up off of it's on Sonoma Ranch.
Yep.
Right across from Walgreens, basically.
The new
Walmart.
the new baby.
rather.
The new baby.
Baby
Oh yeah,
Walmart.
baby Walmart. It's up the hill.
And then the other one down where Amador ends. Amador dead ends at the landfill.
Yes, which is where we get the name Stink City from truckers, because when they
Stink
drive by
Town.
it's Stinktown.
They smell the
Yeah,
sewer.
that's the first thing they smell is the sewer.
And they think the whole town smells that way.
Although people driving over the mountains coming here think, oh my God, that's the first green I've seen in like 12 hours. And they love it. As long as they keep their windows up, they're good.
Right, but even that doesn't help much.
So recycling is good. I'm going to recycle this water because it's too chocolatey.
Now, a few miles north of here, about an hour north, is the Spaceport America.
An hour if there were a road that went straight there.
Right, it would be maybe even 45 minutes if there was a paved road that went there.
Well, maybe not.
As it is now, you have to drive through Tier C, take the back road, and come back down
Through
to it.
Elephant Butte.
It can take up to an hour and a half to do it that way.
And it gets to be long. I've
long
gone
trip.
there from when I stayed in Tier C.
Yeah.
Even from Tier C, I think it's 40 minutes at least.
Easily, right.
Yeah.
Well, there is a road. There is a dirt road from the Upham exit on Interstate 25
UFAM.
that takes you
I think it's UFAM.
Upham. That takes you to the spaceport. But it's old dirt road. It's not good when it rains. It can wash out and be muddy. It's narrow, and it's not maintained.
That's pretty much every road
They've
outside
got
of
money.
Las Cruces.
They've got money to make a road. They're not going to pave it though. They don't have that much money, but they're going to gravelize it and give it a crown peak, so water will run off it. And
It's to be just as bad, a gravel road, you end up getting pings in your window.
well, it's a mashed down gravel road.
Mashed
it's not just
down
loose
gravel road. Oh.
Right. And as it is now, it's just a washboard dirt road. One of the problems though is
I would take my spaceship there and just supersede all that stuff. You don't even have to touch the ground. You should have one of those cars from Back to the Future where the tires turn up and then it floats.
well,
Wait for that, or just get an Uber driver to take you there.
they hope to get all the permission and everything to start work on it by the end of the month, really. One of the issues, though, is that it crosses the historic Camino Real. The
One
King's
would think
Highway.
it should be following the Camino Real because that was an efficient way to get north.
Yes. Well, it goes near. They don't want to go on it because that's a historic trail. It does cross it and then estimates alongside it.
We're not going to have the same problem people had with that oil pipeline crossing the river, right? That got,
Well, it's not
that
going-
got the kibosh.
it's not going
That's
across a
going over
reservation.
land, and if you excavate that land and archaeologically decipher it, you get that much land. And how wide is it? 20 feet max across?
Well, it's more than that because they use it for hundreds of years. So,
They went off the
here
road
and
a
there.
little bit?
Yeah,
Well,
they-
the people who came up the Camino Real, they didn't have a road made for them.
They
and
made
we're,
the road.
And we're whining about it.
And plus it's near the river because they needed to have the water.
Occasionally, but not often.
And if you fly from El Paso to Las Cruces and look down, you can see the remnants of the Camino Real there. The ruts from the wagons are still there. And it's the same way up there. And there's also artifacts that are still being found to this day that were left behind. So there's a certain amount of preservation that needs to go take place.
Well, if the place that they're crossing, which can't take that long to recover.
They are going to cross it.
Well, that's where they should look for it.
And they have to put two
that
arroyo culverts
That
along
would
the way.
also be an access point for people who want to explore the Camino Real. So you can make a little tourist center there, make big bucks, you know.
Big bucks?
Big bucks if you go hunting.
Actually, if you tune your car radio, the AM radio, to a certain station, you can hear Ricardo Montalban narrating the story of El Camino Real as you drive by.
As you drive by?
On Interstate 25.
Really?
Yes. There's a sign that tells you to tune to that station.
Ricardo Montalban,
Yeah.
huh?
I don't think they've updated that recording
Probably
in 40
not.
years.
Well, it's old stuff, so it's
Yeah.
not like anything new happened. Well, good thing to have the Camino Real and a route to the spaceport. It brings the future down to the past.
Right. Now, those people that made the Camino Real, the Royal
Who are
Highway,
they?
King's Highway, they were the Spaniards who were coming up from Mexico City to Santa Fe because they owned all that land, all this land.
Well, owned is an odd word. It was just there.
They took
the
it.
land was there. Nobody else said
shoved the
stay
Indians
out.
out of the way and
Nobody said stay out. Maybe they did, and then
ours
they
now.
got killed. That's why this town's called Las Cruces, because people died for this.
And we still have people from Mexico wanting to come up here, and even though they're not supposed to.
And settle here?
Right. And so, for that reason,
You want to see how you get into this.
people have declared that Las Cruces should be a sanctuary city that will protect some of these people, especially some of the children.
I don't think that city really exists. Right? I mean, that sign does not really exist except on our picture. But well, we have taken in immigrants for a long time.
There's many other cities that declare themselves sanctuary cities, like San Francisco. And so, anyway, members of the city council have said, well, Las Cruces could be a sanctuary city, although we're not clear what the term sanctuary city really means.
Well, they might make sanctuary cities federally illegal at some point. So
Yes.
the sanctuary city kind of means you can't ask somebody for their identification just because you are suspicious that they are not from here.
Right. Well, yes.
Where are you from?
None of your business.
You don't even live in Las Cruces. You're outside the sanctuary. I'm telling people to go get you.
I've always been an outsider, Michael.
Yes.
And well, maybe we'll be sanctuary city, whatever that means. Maybe we won't be.
I think it's nice because we, in a way, tacitly act that way. I mean, we always have, we have people who are here legally and here illegally, and the only thing that's really different is, a couple of decades, a couple of years even.
Well, many people who lived here back when this was Mexico, so it's not so much that they crossed the border.
They were surprised
The border crossed them.
Yes.
So it's almost time for us to take a break.
Is it?
I believe so.
I don't think we worked enough. Did you bring coffee? And we could have a Danish or
Was I
something.
the one
Coffee and a
supposed to bring
Danish.
it?
Well, I
got the
brought the
candy.
chocolate, so you should have thought of what we need to complement the chocolate.
Well,
I'd say candy.
let's put our heads together, and when we come back, we'll taste this Lindt. 70%
I got some Lindt here too in
and
my pocket.
I keep mine in my navel. And so we'll be back after these words. I'm
Or-
interested in
and
this
pictures.
chocolate.
This chocolate, huh?
I'm interested in having.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Burke, and I have a confession to make. I have a serious crush on my workout. Hip, fun, and always a challenge. Jazzercise is the total package. It's the only workout that I've ever truly loved. Does it show? That's because I'm in the best shape of my life. What a difference Jazzercise makes. When's the last time your workout swept you off your feet? Find a class near you at jazzercise.com.
Celebrate, Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate, Fiesta Motors. Where buying a car is always a celebration.
And we're back. This is Double Talk.
We are Double Talk, and we talk about two things. We're comparing two things. We actually compared three things, but
Yes,
we
chocolates.
compared the mint chocolate from Olive Garden, and we finished off with a Godiva, and we are now going to try to remember the Godiva and see how.
How it
Actually,
stacks
this
up.
is one of my favorite chocolates, Lindt.
Lindt.
Lindt with a D.
Without further ado.
You're going to wait for this, right? A little creamier. You could taste that more milky.
I eat very little candy, Michael. You know me.
It's a little.
It is little. And this is all I'll have probably all week.
So is our chewing coming over the mics? Because, you know, it's really crunching here.
Okay. That's good too. I can only take so much of it though.
That's all you're getting. Well, you shouldn't be sitting here eating chocolate all day. What kind of life is that?
Exactly.
You took a break from your normal life of, you know, eating real food, like mole chicken enchiladas.
Yes. Chicken. I'm a big fan of chicken
What do
mole.
you have, chicken?
And mole can taste chocolate. A good mole sauce, you know, has chocolate in it.
Yeah,
That's one form. There's also the other kind with pumpkin
a
seeds.
bitter, yes. What's that? Paisanos has the one with pumpkin seeds.
They have four kinds of mole.
They do. What, a green one, a chocolatey one,
One's
a
got pineapple.
brownish one, yeah. Stuff like that. We should talk about restaurants now, but we're going to put that off.
Yeah, one thing we're going to talk about is El Paso Electric. They're asking Texas and New Mexico to raise their rates for customers.
They've been doing this ever since I've been here. They keep trying to raise their rates because, you know, electricity is getting cheaper because if you put solar panels in, you don't constantly have to buy gas or
electricity.
oil.
Right, they don't. And now they're charging a fee to people who have solar panels on their roof.
Which is kind of tough. You know, you should just go totally off the grid, off solar.
Who needs electricity?
You know, they were paying people for the electricity they were selling back to them. Now they stopped doing that, and now they're going to charge people because they tried to economize. You know, a lot of these people spent $20,000, $30,000 to get this
Panel solar
function
system going.
I think
And,
their best idea is to get a few more panels to make them never need any electricity from the grid. Because if you're not buying any electricity from them, you're not connected.
Here's the problem with that, Michael. You
What's
have
the
to
problem?
have batteries to store that electricity.
Right.
Many people don't have those. And battery technology isn't what it really should be yet.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Samsung 7s. You know,
Yeah.
lithium batteries.
Well, they sure turned up a lot of energy there, didn't
Yes, they did. They got lots of energy. I mean, you could get a Samsung 7, put it on your roof, and warm your house with the fire that is created.
That's true. So El Paso Electric is
Once again,
they want a big rate increase. They'll probably get a small rate increase as they.
but that's what they
usually
do constantly. They constantly ask and we have our own council, you know, the utility council to
The
fight
PRC.
it. Yes.
And as it
Hopefully, there's only 3 people on that, so it's easy to pay those 3 off.
Exactly. But in El Paso, the city council down there has to decide whether they're going to accept this rate increase.
And do you remember years ago when we did our old show and we wanted to make our own city electric company?
The mayor tried to do that.
A guy had an idea of a different type of solar thing which would heat, mirrors would heat water and the water would run a turbine.
Yes.
And that was 1994. They were talking about it and they decided, our city council decided not to go for it. And so we are now slaves to the El Paso Electric every time they feel they want to up their rates.
Right. Well, and we do pay some of the highest rates in the nation, thanks to El Paso Electric and their nuclear power plant
Palo
in Arizona,
Alto.
which is only half online anymore. It's a big boondoggle. They never did finish paying for it.
Well, that's what we're here for. to pay
Exactly.
for it. So we're going to turn these lights off just to save money. Let's just turn, you know. Remember last week we tried it with lights from one
Right.
side. It was very exciting.
Well,
And we won't do that.
And at least twice a year, the power goes out at my house, thanks to El Paso Electric. The power goes out usually during a storm.
Yeah, well, that's what, it's not thanks to them. It happened. You know, if we lived in these horrible areas called the North here, north of United States, they have power lines going out all the time because of the freezing and
The weight of the snow. and
we
all.
also have, that threat in Vermont where, the Russians can come into your power plant
Yes,
and
and
code
hack
it.
it.
So, this is one of the topics I wanted to talk about. The fact that It's no longer good enough to have intelligence, the people giving you intelligence to give you intelligence, because you don't believe it because of some reason. So a guy has a computer in a utility plant, and it's got coding on it. Like, how did they know that in the first place, that this thing was sitting there and it had code? How often do you look? You can't even find a document. But how do you find special code in your computer? You go, well, this doesn't look like mine. And then you search it down and you say, wait, it came from Russia, but it wasn't theoretically hooked into the computer yet. So who put it in? Was it something ready to get done? I think these things...
That's why these places have security systems installed.
Yes, and that's the thing that TV shows are made out of. But
Well,
if you ever notice when they look for things on a computer in a TV show, pops up right away.
They do it real fast, and
There
it
you
is.
go. I want to hook into this guy's phone. Let's make this guy's car go left.
Yeah.
You know,
I want one of those computers.
I can't.
Not that I know how to
I
work
can't
it.
even look up the name of a restaurant without like taking 4 minutes.
Yeah, right.
It takes
Meanwhile, in
forever.
the phone book, you're done in 30 seconds.
Yeah, if you know your alphabet. But,
Yeah, and I hate it when the lights go off, because then I have to watch TV by candlelight.
Well, see, I don't have to do that. I have an old-fashioned wooden TV that everything is made out of wood.
What, do you have to crank it?
No, you put more coal in it.
Colon?
Coal.
Oh, coal.
You shovel coal into your TV and
I
it
see.
works.
It's good.
It's old-fashioned.
Okay.
The good old days.
Now,
Speaking about fees,
Speaking
is that
of
where you want to
fees,
go?
yes, the city of Las Cruces, does charge a fee if you ask for a copy of some records that they may have. It could be real estate
type of
records or police records, even lapel camera footage, all kinds of records.
Didn't you once, when the red light law was on, didn't you ask for records? And they didn't charge you, did they? Well, they did eventually make you pay your ticket, I think.
They tried to.
You didn't pay?
But the city council wanted to raise the fees for this, because sometimes most record searches are fairly straightforward.
Yes.
But once in a while, when somebody like a newspaper or a magazine wants more
Something
stuff,
that's deeper and more hidden.
harder to find, and there's more of it, it takes the personnel a lot longer time to come up with it. So they want to charge these people $100 extra.
But if you're a citizen and you want to check out real estate, you just go to the assessor's office and you can find out
They give you those records.
everything. You can
That's
find out how
county.
much tax. Is that county?
That's county.
Oh, the city.
But
So city doesn't have that many records of your real estate.
They might have some old Beatles records, or maybe.
I'm sure they do,
That's what-
because everybody is from that era.
But they decided not to charge that extra $100. The mayor thought that the city should be open, and that's the backbone of our democracy. That all these records.
So far,
should all be available.
it's the policy of our democracy that you can see whatever everybody else sees. You can go in and look up city council meetings and
Yes.
see what happened.
Sure.
And see everything that was discussed, and because there's transparency laws.
They also, you can go and request the minutes from a certain city council meeting.
I hear they do the minutes so well, you can ask for their seconds.
And so what
on
else?
that, let's talk about kids and guns, which
well,
we're always shooting our mouths off, and now a kid could shoot your mouth off.
Recently, a policeman's son shot him with a gun and killed him. Yeah.
Well, you learn what your parents teach you.
Well, we just saw the figure.
You
that
reap what you sow.
every day last year, a toddler.
Every week, once a week.
Once a week, a toddler shot somebody.
Not necessarily a toddler, but it was related to toddlers. Either toddlers shot themselves or a toddler.
Shot somebody else.
What is a toddler? Up to 2 years old?
I guess.
They're just learning how to talk and shoot at the same time.
So it seems to me they're pretty good shots. Americans and toddlers know how to hit their mark. USA, USA.
Give them guns. Give them guns.
They
That kid
got
looks
him.
pretty tough, doesn't he?
They've got
And
him.
he's a lefty. How
He's
many
he's
kids are
ambidextrous.
lefty? Yes, maybe. So yes, what is that related to? Oh, NRA.
Well, it's careless parents is what it is.
Yeah, I guess so. So if you have guns, lock them up.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's what you're supposed to do with people who are running for president. Lock them up.
Oh,
Remember that? Yes, toddlers and guns. There's other ways that abuse is evinced here,
Yes.
which is not just allowing toddlers to play with dangerous things, but when spouses abuse each other.
that's right.
Usually it's women getting beaten up by their husbands, or
Yeah.
or not even husbands, but partners or ex-partners. There was the guy this past week who his girlfriend broke off their relationship after whatever 5 years and kicked him out. He came back, took the kid who was 2 years old, burnt her house down, which was her parents' house, and actually he ended up turning himself in. But I mean, that's an abusive guy. And the comment she said about him was, "He's nice."
Yeah, well, he's got to be.
He's nice.
Yeah.
You know, you're not nice if you set your your partner's house on fire and steal their kid.
And beat up
That's
your
not really
grandfather.
nice. You obviously have some. So that guy's in. The last I heard was either $100,000 bail or no bail,
That's what I heard was
which would be about the
$100,000
same thing.
cash.
Which would be about the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and now there's an initiative due to spousal abuse back in Illinois where beauty shop operators and cosmeticians and the like have to take a certain amount of training to let them be aware of how they can advise women on where to go for information if they're being abused.
Well, they identify women who have shown abuse, but see, she doesn't want anybody talking about it. I'm thinking that's code for it. Shh.
Right.
But you know what? You can't hide bruises like that. But
No.
you could put them on artificially, which is what we hope
Now,
that
it's not the
is.
hairdresser's job to make phone calls or anything on the woman's behalf. All she does is say, if you'd like some
might wanna
information
do
on
this.
who to call or where to go. One beauty shop operator just even had a card with those numbers and names in the bathroom. And she says she has to keep replacing them.
It's kind of sad. I mean, really, that people get beat up and there's nowhere to go and nobody to talk to about it. Here we have here we have a place where people can go with their kids and hide out on
Yeah.
Walnut Street.
So
okay,
from
we gotta
beauty
move.
shops to Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast is playing this weekend.
Starting this weekend at ASTC.
Yes.
And
The phone number in the newspaper does not ring at the theater, by the way.
Well, the theater's closed because school is probably closed until.
Well, that's
today,
what the
maybe.
newspaper said.
Maybe not today, but yes, maybe today.
And so anyway, the newspaper didn't give the time that the show
Okay,
starts.
there's a new steakhouse, Steak Burger House,
Great American Steak Burger up in Picacho Hills.
where Ump 88 was and Bridget's pub was. Remember Bridget's?
Yes.
St. Bridget's?
The Irish pubs up there.
Yes.
So that's a
It's a
brand
great
new
place.
area. They don't have their beer and wine license yet.
And are we done? We don't know who owns it. Do you own it?
Well, there was an article in the paper that had the names of the two people, a couple guys that own it.
Oh, I'll have to look at that.
And they have,
What
it's
else
not
do I have
just
on here?
steaks and hamburgers. It's chicken,
know what?
salads, sandwiches.
And we can talk about Bill McKemley anytime we want. Go see movies. The new movies that are out are great. La La Land's supposed to be great. It's out this weekend. The good ones I saw is Manchester by the Sea. Depressing, but lighthearted in a way.
Fences.
Fences is good. Sing, which is thought to be a children's movie, but I loved it, and I'm young at heart. Even Moana. I went to
Moana,
see.
that's
Moana
pretty
was
good.
was a great movie.
Dwayne Johnson.
And unfortunately, you all are going to miss The Handmaiden that was at the fountain. But look it up and don't bring your kids at all.
Or
See you next week. We are in cooperation with Las Cruces Channel.
the only TV channel, station in Las Cruces.
Yes, that has two great hosts.